Um, I would just love to hear about your first encounter with a demon. You mentioned a story about that, and I'd just love to kind of hear how that went.
Okay. Well, I think I mentioned last time I was on the air, my very first customer up in upstate Michigan was claiming some kind of demonic entity or something inside the house, and they were trying to sell it, and nobody, it was just a bad situation, right? Flies, guy getting scratched, got welts, it's just like negative, just a negative energy type scenario. All right, so again, I using the only thing I knew at the time, I was projecting Christ's energy at that location to expel that demon. Okay, everything was great. The lady was happy as hell. Everything was great. About 5 days, maybe a week later, I got this vision in my mind of me putting a shotgun in my mouth and pulling the trigger. Now, I'm going to tell you, I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. I like me. I'm not. I'm not a narcissist. I like. I like me. I like the things that I do, and I enjoy my. I am my best company as far as I'm concerned. Uh,
That's the way to be, man.
yeah, and anyway, I'm seeing this, and it's starting to come. It's starting to repeat itself, like flashes of me, trying to kill myself. I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? And then I kind of asked a question. I said, if something is here, tell me, who are you? I didn't know. And then I hear this, and I don't really want to repeat the name, but it sounds similar to that album that Led Zeppelin came out with the what do they call it, Zeppelin 4, and begins with a Z. It's a two-syllable word. It
Hmm.
begins with a Z. I don't, and it's the one with Stairway to Heaven on it. Okay, and I don't really want to mention the demon's name
Yeah,
because I
that's
feel like
fine.
okay, because I feel like it empowers the
Yeah.
demon. All right, but that's the name I got. And I said, oh shit. Well, coincidentally, I was working on a project for an individual on the other side of the world who had some legal issues, and they had basically this jerk who was a district attorney over in Florida, and I thought to myself, well, I figured cast this demon out for myself, and have him go to the district attorney in Florida. Okay, let him enjoy this for a while. What? Yeah, as John McClane from Die Hard would say, "Welcome to the party, pal." And
Oh.
and so anyway, I sent this demon to him, and it all disappeared. So I kind of cast the demon into upon swine. I think is what the Bible says, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Did that figuratively and yeah, literally maybe. But yeah, that's how I got rid of that. That was like a little thing, and me personally, it kind of gave me a little bit of. I'm very hesitant to deal with that kind of a thing because of what I was doing with this particular entity, and this thing was messed up. I mean, I even got like visions of it from you know. I even saw what the thing looked like, and it was a scary little mf'er. I'm just telling you, this guy. I did not want to mess with him, but I just hey, you got bigger fish to fry. Leave me alone. Go take care of this. Take
Yeah,
the clown down.
exactly, exactly. Instead of, and this is something I've noticed, with the banishings or anything else for clients or myself, whatever. I go into it as like I'm gonna be respectful because like, all right, it's time for you to leave. Like, let's make a deal here and then move on, and then everyone's cool. Instead of like, all right, now it's war, like that whole situation. It's like, let's do this as calmly, as easy and effectively as possible. But if you're gonna then be a jackass, then I'm gonna be a jackass,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go full out, and then I'm also going to get back up on my full out. So it's like, I that's the way I've worked with spirits on like kind of getting rid of instead of fighting them, and I've just noticed it's so much more effective.
yeah,
And then it can be something as simple as making food, go putting it outside their house. They put their food outside their house and say, here it is, now leave, and thank you for what you taught me. It's because
yeah.
sometimes spiritual things do wake people up, but when it's something negative, like you're walking around in a graveyard constantly, and then or you're being maybe like rude there, or like just going somewhere with no spiritual protection or having anything along those lines, things can hop on you. And you also need to be wary, you know, of your thoughts. Like what you said, you know yourself. So you knew that those weren't your thoughts and everything else going on, you know,
Right.
instead of, oh, no, I'm feeling a certain type of way. Like, know yourself. So then you know something is on you, you can get rid of it.
Yeah,
But
exactly, exactly. And it's kind of like what we discussed before. When I went to that Hell's Gate Cemetery in
yeah.
Kentucky, what I had two machines. One of those machines, it was set to prevent anything from being attached to me and me taking it home or what have you. And on top of that, since I had a priest there, a Catholic priest, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna reinforce this." And I had that priest give me a blessing with holy water, and I'm not even Catholic. I just didn't want to, I didn't want to take the chance, and actually having a Catholic priest giving you a blessing, before leaving a place that has a reputation of really being messed up. I thought that was a wise move for me personally because it's just it made me feel better whether or not it did, and
Yeah.
but yeah, exactly. And again, it's just I I I don't want to step on any toes, but be like you said, as you said, be intelligent about it. Don't be a jerk about it. And when you're dealing with these things, have a little respect and be knowledgeable of what they are capable of doing when you're working with them. And even though you're using Radionics machines, still be respectful. Don't why do you want to poke the bear? Why do you want to antagonize something that could turn around and really mess you up?
Oh, definitely. Oh, 100%. And also, like, something I'm going to eventually make a little mini video about this, but having too many portals open at once, like an obnoxious amount of stuff, like with workings,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's nice to just have the radionics box, just the box itself, because then you
Right.
just can have it be going on. Versus, 6 boxes with different entities, you're empowering that working. So not only does it change your life if you had a radionics box or not, but with
Mm-hmm.
the box, it's a continuous change. And when you have multiple ones going on at once, like unless you're ready to really put in like that work and like realize like your life is going to change and it's going to be hardcore. Like I've
Mm-hmm.
had to realize a lot of shakes, a lot of boom. But like for me, I sometimes like that pressure because I know pressure makes diamonds. But I
Right.
do understand that like that pressure sometimes can be too much. So you want to do things one at a time. If you when you're starting off, personally, I think that's the best way. So then you know how it feels. So then you can keep doing it with other entities. But until you're used to doing that, stick with the box. But
Yeah.
I'm also not telling you not go dive deep first into it because that's what I did too, and that's also a good way. But if you want to have somewhat control, I'm not saying you get full control. I'm saying you get your intent, you get it out of you, and you got that much to go for. So
Yeah. Well, and like I said, with the machines, according to the stuff that JS, other people like JS or Uncle Chucky, when they use these machines, basically the entities appreciate it. Number one, they prefer the machine than having to deal directly with you. No offense, you may be a great guy, but they prefer just to deal with the machine, and and it's a lot cleaner for them, and they're a lot less annoyed. And I'm assuming the last thing you want to do is to annoy any kind of a demon. I'm assuming, and and so you kind of want them on your side and kind of be friendly with you and say, hey, this is what we got going on here. Please have at it, enjoy yourself. I'm, please, pretty please with a cherry on top. Just kind of enjoy yourself and have fun. And I get it, and I think that's the way to do it. Plus, it gives a layer of protection towards you, and I think that's what it's all about. And and plus, it's a heck of a lot faster. You don't have to really go into things. So I mean, just turning a few dials, and you've already set the uh, the 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 spell or the magic or the ceremony or what have you or the ritual. You've already set that in motion just by turning a
yep.
few dials. I mean, turning the dials is the ritual.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. And I wanted to ask, which angels have you worked with, or which one, would you say is your favorite to work with? And do you have like a story with that? Because I know you don't work with demons, and it's not like you work with angels a ton, but I didn't know if you had a good story or something of that nature.
Yeah. When it comes to like any kind of thing, like say I get, somebody calls and they say, hey, we got a situation here where innocent people are having their lives threatened. My go-to angel is Michael.
Hmm.
Okay, it's just me, Michael.
Hmm.
For me personally, the way I look at Michael, he's a badass. This guy, he's like the right hand of God. He's there to kick ass and take names. He will tear you a new asshole if you don't, if you are in the wrong. And plus, you know, I may not have properly vetted the situation. For example, yeah, I may want to go after this guy because I think he's the one who's guilty. Well, Michael knows the truth, and
Hmm.
say, he just kind of go with the intent. Hey, Michael, this is the guy we think did this. Please go after him, take care of it, if you would please. And if that's not him, if for some reason I've made a mistake or we've made a mistake,
Hmm.
please find the right person and seek justice for this individual. And I've done this several times, and I was working on again, this is another human trafficking case, and I just had Michael take care of it. And this individual was part of a gang, and apparently, from what I understand, the gang turned against this individual who was the head of, who was starting this, who was trying to, that was planning on, kidnapping this person for ransom.
Wow.
The gang turned against this individual, and he went into hiding. All
Wow.
right, I don't know what happened to him. Oh, hey, I don't care. This guy's a piece of shit. This guy's a piece of.
Yeah.
So I don't care what happened here, but what we did was, you got Michael, who I called upon to take care of this, again, a human trafficker, to go ahead and do what he, seek out, do whatever he thinks is right. He gets this, the head of this gang, is basically his minions turn against him, and so they're not focused on kidnapping people anymore. They're focusing on hunting this guy down and taking care of their boss. That's what they're focusing on. And I said, okay, hey, not bad, not bad. And in return, my client, safe and sound, was able to leave the area and get out of, just get off their radar. And the rest is history, and it's living fine, healthy, wealthy, and wise. So there we go.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome, and I like how it's like when situations we don't know what to do. I mean, for me, I remember there's a situation with someone who came back in my life, and I didn't know whether they were poisonous or a good individual, and so I was like, Inanna, if this person's supposed to be in my life, let them be. If not, and if they're gonna cause issues down the line, then let's get rid of them.
Right. Right.
And a week later, the person's like, like I gotta stick doing my own stuff, and they, move on doing whatever. And it's like, thank you for helping me with that whole situation. It's like I don't know fully what's best, and sometimes it's better to give it up to your higher self or to your ancestors, or for some people, this angel or this spirit, and just kind of give it to them to help figure that out for you.
Right.
So
Right.
that is really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an example. Again, can you use demons for this very same operation? Of course. It's just my belief system. I'm more
Hmm.
comfortable with dealing with angels. It
It's
doesn't make it's not make it right or wrong. It's just the way it is.
It's
Yeah,
the operator, It's an easier way for
exactly.
you to project all yourself into that without any hesitation.
Correct.
Totally makes sense. So
That,
whatever you're comfortable with, you got to do that. And I was going to. This was one last question I
sure.
got, and I'm just kind of give up my understanding of it, and just let me know if this is kind of what you think. So I've been asked, how do I charge an item or a candle with a radionics box?
Oh,
And so whether it's, let's say, Mars energy, and I want to cause a hostility thing, I'll just write Mars on the input, and then on the output, I'd put a red candle, that
uh-huh.
represents the fireness. And then just attuning the dials of that would bring in the Mars energy into that candle.
Right.
It,
Okay. I'm gonna steal this from Uncle Chucky. This is where I learned this from. Again, my hat's off to Charles Casamano. Yeah, yeah.
I'll send it.
And
I'll actually put his website down on the link on this video. And so anyone who wants to get his free PDF books,
Yeah.
they're right there. So y'all can really dive deep in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's how I would do it. For example, what is that entity that you use, like when you're going after some bad guy or whatever?
Oh, Son Tolok.
Okay, Suntalok. Okay. All right. Get a sigil that represents Suntalok. Get the candle. Put those on the copper plate. Tune the machine for that energy from that entity to go into the candle. In other words, you're charging the candle, as you say. You're charging the candle. You're going to tune the machine for for that energy to be projected in that candle, and so that when you burn it, when you do a ritual with that candle, that energy will be it's already charged and it's already doing what you have what you're using it for. Okay, it's already ready to go. Okay, take those two items, charge it up, then take the red candle only. Leave the sigil or the thing that represents him or it on the copper plate. Put the red candle on the plastic, and you could put like a piece of aluminum foil underneath it, so you don't get any wax on the thing. It's not going to hurt anything. Just okay. All right, do that. Next, all right, next, people out there who have pendulums. All right, you kind of think, all right, how long do I need to leave this operation running for this candle to be fully charged? Okay, you can take a pendulum and you can go, okay, is it going to be 1 day? You go, no answer. 2 days, no answer. 3 days, okay. Say you get 4 days, okay, you need to leave that candle on that plate for 4 days, leave that machine operating for 4 days. All right, go through it again. All right, is it 4 days and 1 hour, or 4 days and 2 hours? Until you get a positive response from the pendulum, or you can even use the stick plate. Whatever. Rub the stick plate and see, get a stick, which will tell you yes. All right. All right, after you get to that hours, okay, now you know how many days, how many hours to leave that machine on for that operation, for that candle to be fully charged in order to do whatever it is, that ceremony or that ritual that you got planned for it, okay? After you do that, again, put the red candle on the plastic, you leave the sigil on the copper, you flip the machine on, or days and how many hours that you come up with. And after that time limit is over with, take your candle off, turn the machine off. You can take your sigil off the copper plate and reset everything for the next operation. But you have that candle that is charged and ready to go for whatever it is that you're going to use it for.
Glorious. No, that is it is. It's so simple. It's taking what essence do you need to be put into this essence of this candle, and then you just put that in, you find out how long it is, you're ready to go. And man, it's endless. It's truly endless. And I actually got a candle that I'm going to be doing that with a couple different entities and putting it all into one candle to see what it ends up turning into, to kind of test that out. So I definitely will let you know how that goes.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, it's simple stuff. And what I like about this, anybody can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can do this. It doesn't mean it doesn't matter how great of a magician or sorcerer you may be. Anybody can do this very same operation. There's nothing to it. It's just turning a few dials.
Yeah, and that exactly. The simplicity is what makes this such a beautiful technology. And if you don't know anything about magic, you know what you like for your intent, for what you want, and you know that the sun is an unlimited power source. So you already have everything you need. Everything you need, and there's no point to have any restraint or worry. Oh, is it going to be hard? No, it's very forgiving. And actually, the first machine I got a couple of years back, I didn't even take off on every white plate. You have that coating thing there,
like a little piece of film to keep it from getting
scratched and all that. And I didn't even have that off. That's how pathetic in the vampire box, I did it the opposite. I did the opposite, but everything still was working the way it needed to work, So
the operator.
It does come back down to the operator, that consciousness you put into it and your intent. Now, I did notice when I did do everything right, though, it did. I'm not going to say it did times 1.3467 times more efficient. Yeah, but I could tell it was a more efficient and more cleaner and everything else, but it's very forgiving. And so if you are interested, everyone, definitely click the links down below. I'm gonna have all the websites for different machines have different websites, as well as the books of Charles Casimano. So if you want to get those free PDF files, and thank you all so much, and thank you, Dr. Mulder, for coming on and
It's been an absolute
taking these
pleasure.
questions, man.
It's been a pleasure there, Al. I enjoyed it, buddy.
Man, we'll keep having these on, and we're gonna build the round table of just discussion about radionics. And everyone, please ask questions down below in the comments. If there's anything you want to just for us to answer or to maybe go back into, talk more about, and we'll be more than happy to. So
Yeah, yeah. I love the thing about it is, yeah, I'm the hardware guy. I create the machines, but you're the guy that actually knows about magic. And I like the fact that we're able to join forces together and clearly answer these questions for these people out here who want to get involved in magic and radionics. And I think this is a good resource. And a matter of fact, I've already, like our last show, I'm going to be uploading it onto my channel also for my subscribers, because the information that we're providing here, my subscribers, they ask the same questions all the time, and so it's just fantastic that we're able to combine forces here and just increase the size of our family, and just really get the info out to the people and let them make their own decisions, let them do their own work, and really become badass magicians and sorcerers.
Well, absolutely. They empower the individuals so that we will be able to make the future and not make the future